What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Playmaker Way with the playbook. Hoping to have a great day, morning, or evening. And y'all read the title, man. Simple and profitable top-down analysis strategy. Now, this is your first time on the channel. Welcome. I appreciate giving this video a chance. Make sure to hit that bell and sub button because we don't just post weekly trade breakdowns like this, but we also post weekly stock analysis, weekly crypto and alt analysis and plays, and most importantly, we live stream live trade every day, London session 3 a.m. EST on this very same channel. So we're not your typical investment or trading channel. We teach you how to both make money on the front end as well as on the back end, meaning how to make both passive as well as active income when it comes to investing and when it comes to these charts. So again, we're looking at GBP/USD right here. We caught this beautiful 1-to-6 risk reward ratio setup. Not only did I catch this, but we broke down the into this trade during the London session live Monday on the 28th. So just go to the Monday the 28th live stream on this YouTube channel and you'll see us break down into this trade live. But you also know I had to make sure the members and students hopped in on this with me as well. You see the date, April the 28th, which was Monday. You see the entry, the SL, the TPs, the time we enter the trade, TPs getting hit, all that good stuff. This was a beautiful 1-to-6 risk reward ratio setup, meaning whatever I risked, I made 6 times that amount. So if I would have risked $100, I would have made $600. If I would have risked $1,000, I would have made $6,000 off this one trade alone. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact top-down analysis and strategy I use to catch this setup so you can catch a similar setup just like this one. So in order to understand why price did what it just did, we have to understand what brought us to where we're at. So the first thing I always tell the members and students is you need to identify the trend. Now, you don't just need to identify the trend, but you need to identify the trend on the bigger time frame. Not trading on the bigger time frame, but we do need to identify the trend on the bigger time frame. The reason for that is because that is how price works and moves. Price moves on a day by day, week by week, month by month basis. The smaller time frames are relevant, but the smaller time frames only explain what price is doing at that exact moment, versus the bigger time frames tell you the direction overall. Versus the bigger time frames explain to show you the direction price is heading and been heading overall. This is why people always try to say you have to find the bias. You can't find the bias on the smaller time frame. Trading up the smaller time frame and chasing price is how you constantly get caught in these quote unquote fake outs and quote unquote liquidity sweeps. So one of the easiest ways to figure out what we need to do from this point is once we identify the trend, that's going to tell us everything we need to know. So we can see here that we're in the uptrend. Now, how do we know we're in the uptrend? It's very, very, very simple, ladies and gentlemen. You draw out an uptrend, you draw out a downtrend. Now, looking at price, which one of these two does price look like we're in? This is how you get lost in the sauce when y'all try to focus on the current candlestick. What I'm telling y'all is to do this. Now, what trend are we in? Uptrend or downtrend, right? Now, hopefully we can all see we're in an uptrend. Now you can kind of see how the confusion would come into play because people will see 2 red candlesticks and think sells. But this is what you need to understand. Rejections and reversals happen, but a reversal doesn't always mean the trend is going to change. As long as price doesn't turn the support level into a resistance and or make a lower low, we're still in an uptrend and still only looking for buys. This is a screenshot out of the price action technical analysis playbook. Link is going to be in the comments down below. This works on stocks, forex, options, and crypto. So again, as we can see here, we are clearly in a uptrend. And so like we talked about here, we had a higher high get made, and we saw the same thing happen the week prior to that, right? We had consolidation, everybody thought sells, but as you can see here, price never turned this level into resistance, which caused the reversal, and then another reversal, bringing the bullish momentum coming back into play. So again, like it says here, rejection reversals happen, but as long as price doesn't turn that support level into a resistance and it'll make a lower low, we're still in an uptrend, still looking for buys. So again, this was a reversal, but this was not a lower low. So when we go back to where price is currently at, we see a new higher low is being made right here, right? So not only do we have to respect this higher low down here, but if we can respect and hold this low as support, we're still in the uptrend and still looking for buys. Now, another thing that the book tells us is In order for the uptrend to continue, we need to break past the previous high, which gives us a new higher high. We also have to respect the support level the higher low is resting on. So again, this is the higher low, this is the current higher high. So for the uptrend to continue, we not only have to break this higher high, but we also have to respect the support levels below us. So when we hit the play button, that's exactly why when price did this move on Wednesday, it pushed back up. And that is why on Wednesday last week, right, we could see here, this was that rejection, right? Then Wednesday, price held as low as support, pushed back up. You see what happened Thursday and Friday, okay? So then when we go to Thursday, which is right here, that's that push we caught here, okay? So we hit the play button again. We can see price failed to break that level. So again, when we look at price here, again, we draw an uptrend, we draw the downtrend. We're still in an uptrend. Why are we still in an uptrend? Because we have to respect the support level the higher low is resting on. So again, we see higher high, higher low. This is the support level the higher low is on. So as long as we continue to hold this low as support, we're still in the uptrend, but we still need to break past the previous higher high to give us a new higher high. So this is why even after Friday, coming into next week, Monday, because again, this was the 25th, which was Friday, right? 25th, which was Friday. Sunday was the 27th. Monday was the 28th, like we can see right here. So that is why when Monday came into play, we knew that we was looking for buys. So now that we know we're in an uptrend and that we're looking for buys, this is when we mark off our key price levels to figure out exactly where we want to look for buys at. So boom, we got our key price levels marked off. So again, we have these resistance levels right here. We need to break those resistance levels, hold them at support for the uptrend to continue. So now that we know what trend we're in, we know what needs to happen, we know what part of the trend we're in, we got our key price levels marked off. This is when we hop onto the smaller time frame to look for our confirmations in our entry. So boom, we're on our smaller time frame. Again, this was Friday. So we're going to fast forward to Sunday night, going into London session Monday morning. Boom, boom, boom. All right, here we are. Cool. So in order for the uptrend to continue, what do we say we need to do? We need to break the higher highs to the left, and we need to break this resistance level, hold it at support. This is another reason why I'm anti-breakout trading, because look at how many times price broke this level but failed to hold, broke this level, 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 failed to hold. So imagine if we would have just jumped in the trades every single time price broke a level, instead of what I teach the members and students is wait for the retest, because the price retests the level and then holds, we have a higher likelihood of price pushing to the upside in this case, or the downside if we're in a downtrend. So if you go to the London session live on Monday as well, you'll hear me say exactly that. I literally said we can look for short-term buys here, but the reason why I'm looking for buys here is because I know if I can hold this low as support, which we've seen so many times in the past has failed to do so, that we'll have the uptrend come into play more likely than not if it fails to hold this level. So this is when the patience comes into play, and we just have to simply wait for the retest confirmation. So it's going to come quick because it's a bar replay, but in real time, it didn't happen quick. So again, if you want to see the real time full process as well as a live free game, make sure to check out the London session live. But when we hit the play button, right, again, this is why you don't breakout trade. Would have took another unnecessary loss for no reason. But with patience, right, let's replay that really quick. Right, I'm gonna slow it down because I really want y'all to see how price retested this level. And after that retest, that's when we pull the trigger. Right? Boom. Retested off that wick. And we can probably see this when we go into a smaller time frame. Right? You can see it retested, held that support, and that's when we pull the trigger. When we go back into the advanced play signal room, we can see exactly that. Right? So let's go to it. Give me 1 second, I'm about to pull it up right now. Right? So go to the advanced play signature room. You see we enter the 4:48 a.m. Right as a new 15 popped up, we go to 4:45. This will be the 4:48 candlestick. So again, you can see we entered right as soon as price retested that level. And then after price retested that level, we just had to wait for volume to kick in from London session going into New York session, because again, this was Monday and this was a USD pair. And then after volume picked up, going into New York session, did one more retracement, and then it broke that level, and the rest was history. It literally flew the entire day, y'all. It literally flew the entire day. Again, we entered this at London session, rode this all the way into New York session, all the way to the end of New York session, going into market close in Tokyo session, y'all. And when you trade like this and you follow the flow of price, you'll be able to, we're on the daily time frame, and we caught the entire move for the day, as well as that new higher high. And as we can see, price broke that high to the left, which gave us that new higher high. So this is why it's important to go with the flow of price and know how to properly do a top-down analysis, y'all. It's that simple. If y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below any questions, comments, concerns you may have. Make sure to hit that first link in the description, join the free Signal and free Telegram. If you're interested in learning how to identify these levels, my Signal service and my mentorship programs, make sure to hit those links in the description, y'all. You see, we've been going absolutely crazy. And if you want to learn how to read the charts, again, this is just showing you how to read the charts, but the whole strategy step by step, I go over in advanced play Signal. I go over in the one-on-one session, of course. But if you're interested in learning how to just read the charts, you're struggling to learn how to read the charts, I highly recommend this book. I got a few other books out as well. Like I said, the link's going to be in the comment section. But before you make a decision, let me tell you a little bit about those details. Advanced play Signal, we trade Tokyo session exclusively with the members. We trade London session and then New York. Just like the Sunday chart analysis I drop in the free Signal, I drop one every day during New York session called the New York Price Watch List. This is where I go over the trades we took during Tokyo session, London session, and possible setups going into New York. I don't just say we're looking for buys or looking for sells. I explain why we're looking for buys, why we're looking for sells, and then I take it a step further and go over key price points to look for entries and exits on. As you can see here, I call this Signal. You see I'm walking y'all through what's going on with the trades we're in. I'm giving y'all updates to what I talked about in the New York Price Watch List. And then, of course, you see me showing y'all screenshots to visually show y'all what's going on behind the scenes, or what I see on my end behind the scenes. All right, we also have exclusive live streams that we go live during New York news events at least twice a week. And just like the London session lives, if you missed the live, they're recorded and posted in here so you can watch them when you get a chance. You have access to over 500 videos of daily chart analysis and weekly live streams. And in fact, you have access to even the ones last year in 2022. Then there's also the pinned messages like the account size key, the student and member group chat, and much more. Now, I also have the course, of course. The course doesn't just teach you my trading strategy, it also teaches you how to read the charts, because that's what I teach y'all. You saw I had no indicators, no trend lines. It's simply just market flow and trading and entering and exiting off key price levels. Now, all the stuff that I just went over, you get access to all that stuff in the course channel. So that way, not only do you have the step-by-step playbook of how to look and read any chart at all times, but you have ongoing chart analysis, ongoing education for life. Now, I also have one-on-one sessions. One-on-one sessions also comes with access to the advanced play Signal room and the student member group chat. That way you can earn while you learn. But then you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded an hour long. But you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded and are an hour long, and they're sent to you the same day. Those are yours to keep for life. So if you're interested in that, hit those links in the description. If y'all want to contact me directly, y'all can DM me on Instagram at playmaker_way. Also, make sure to follow me on there, and TikTok _playmakerway_. I post daily on both pages. And I'll see y'all next time I'm live or next time I post a video. Peace. We out.